Welcome to the motherfucking Poodcoost, where we coast your poods. That's right. It's the Poodcoost and Elmer Futter. That's what we're doing around here.
And
I've lost my mind.
And we're alive.
We are live.
We're live this time.
Well, we're not live. This is being recorded.
Well, we're live to each other.
We're live to each other.
There's beautiful faces to the voices now.
Yes. I am King Boomer. This, over here, is Cousin Boomer. He doesn't have the stash anymore, so that's another tick on the bad day I'm having.
Yeah, apparently Brian's day's just been a mess.
Yeah, it's been a bad day. I have no air conditioning. I tried to do a live stream today. That didn't work. It crashed 3 separate times.
And as we were about to start recording this, my internet went out.
Yeah, that just happened, so it took us an extra 15 minutes to get this shit going.
Brian is overcharged with emotions for this episode of the Poodcoost.
Yeah, and I almost got overcharged for one 30-year-old video game. Yeah, on Steam, there's if you want to play Sonic the Hedgehog, they don't let you buy the game individually anymore. They want you to pay $40 so you get 4 Sonic games. So that's $10 a Sonic game. When they used to sell them individually for like $3 or $4 or something like that.
Yep.
So they don't even let you buy the individual game anymore. It's such crap. So I had to go through all these loopholes just to play the game, and then the stream ended up not even working in the first place.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing that happened that really pissed me off today? Oh, and on top of that, so it's 15 minutes after the live stream crashes. For some reason, like a goddamn electromagnetic pulse storm swings through here, and it's literally every 5 seconds. It sounded like a lightning bolt went off 20 feet by me. The house was shaking, and I have a dog that is absolutely terrified of both the rain and lightning, so when you get both at the same time, she has the Elmer Fudd puddles in the house because she refuses to go outside to go to the bathroom. So she's just liquid shitting everywhere, and spent 2 hours cleaning that crap up. It's just been bad.
Yeah,
I was ranting to you about this before we even went on, and then your power goes out.
Yeah, go figure. Get out of here, bug. Anyway.
So anyway, how the hell you doing, cousin?
I'm hanging in there. Anyway. Anyway.
So absurd.
No, it's been a long day, dude. I had a ride time at one of the fire stations locally today for school, and dude, this thunderstorm made 6 fires break out at the same time all over the county. It was wild.
I believe it.
We were like stupid busy for the last like 3 hours of the whole thing. We just it was a lot of fighting fires. It was a lot of nonsense. So it's been a long day. I'm happy to be off my feet, back in comfy clothes. Got my sleeveless on. Got my jammies on. So I'm living the dream, baby. You know?
I should have sleeveless on because I'm already starting to sweat, and I'm already starting to get even angrier than I am when I started this.
I mean, if you want to turn the fan back on, the fans are just gonna.
Because then it sounds like I'm in the inside of repairing a 757 Boeing when it's still on.
That doesn't sound very smart, by the way. I don't know if you want to repair one of those while it's on. I think.
Yeah, well, that's what it sounds like if I have the fan on.
It is. It is.
I mean, I don't know why you're suggesting it, because before we turn this thing on, you're like, turn your freaking fan off, Boomer.
Yeah, but I also want you to be comfortable for the podcast.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Maybe this isn't the best idea because I just keep staring at myself the whole time because I'm so fucking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah? Well, ain't that something?
This episode is sponsored by Zephyr Hills Water. Anyway.
That's right. You know, if this goes any worse, I might just cut this right off. And actually, I'm not going to cut it off. I'm going to leave it on. And I'm going to open the door so you guys can hear the volume when I'm taking a shit. That's what's going to happen.
Brian's lost his mind officially today.
I've lost my mind.
Yes. He's in the middle of losing his mind.
And then, Queen Boomer calls me and says at work, their power went out. So they didn't have power for 3 hours, so she couldn't even get any shit done.
I'm so glad I don't work there anymore. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well.
Well, hopefully when you build this channel up enough, you don't have to work anymore. You can just do this.
Yeah, well, I got a hell of a long way to go, pal.
Hey, you know what?
And it's
Anything
up
is
to them to
possible.
decide if they like me, but since I'm going nuts, probably not.
Dude, I mean, hey, PewDiePie can hit 100 million subs. I think you can hit like 100K easy. All right?
100K, I'd be. I mean, if that
Dude,
was my maximum, I would be happy.
are we doing a? We should do a 100K. Where are we doing like a 100K special, dog? We should do that.
Yeah, if that happens.
When
you
it
gotta get there
happens,
first, pal.
you gotta manifest it, dog.
You gotta
When it
get
happens.
there first.
I mean,
Right
you're
now,
at-
I set a goal of 50.
Aren't you at 30 now? Are you at
30, almost at 32. So I hit 30 like a couple weeks ago. So that was really cool.
Look at you, dude. 30,000
But I hit,
subs.
when I make goals, the last goal I made before that was 25, and after 25, I said let's hit 50. So I still got ways to go with that.
Yet,
Maybe we need some more American followers on the channel. But
it is only like 7 people who watch the podcast anyway. So, thank you to the 7 people who watch.
yeah,
We really
well,
do.
the
love
people
you
who watch
guys.
the podcast and watch my retro live streams. Those are the diehards. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do those retro live streams after talking to my friend Wes. So Wes, if you're listening, thank you very much for your input. Basically, Matt, cousin Boomer, Matt, he knows Wes as well.
We all
Good
work
dude.
together.
Yeah, well, we used to work together, so.
I miss those.
But
days.
it's those were fun days.
They
But
were.
Wes gave me he knows a lot about internet stuff and streaming, and he basically told me that he was surprised I even got a live stream up to begin with. So until I get the internet fixed, I will not be doing those until that problem is solved.
Hope you
Which
bring
is
them back,
unfortunate because I've really enjoyed doing those. Those are a lot of fun. It brings back a lot
Yeah.
of old school memories. But with the 3 crashes today, I was like, I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
There's so many old school games you could get into, so I'll put that on hold for a while. It'll bring it back soon.
there's just so many games, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
What was the game I said I'd smoke you in? I put it on a comment. What were we talking about?
Was it GoldenEye?
Oh, it was GoldenEye. Oh, dude, I need to come over and play you in GoldenEye.
Yeah,
It'd be fun.
but we can't. I mean, unless I get like another controller to plug in the computer, because I got this is all. It was off of an emulator on the computer, so
Gotcha.
that's the only way I think you could do 2-player on this.
Well, we can figure it out.
Possible. I mean, I could hook up because I actually do have the old school N64. I could hook that up, but nobody would get to see that because I can't plug that in the computer.
Yeah, we just have to film us just doing it. It'd be funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but a live stream would be even funnier.
that would
Can't
be.
do that anytime soon.
Wow, you have your tones on while you're doing this, so unprofessional.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm waiting for the Queen to give me some better news about what's going on. So
I mean, we got some good news. The podcast is back.
the Poodcoost.
The Poodcoost. The Pood
Poodcoost.
motherfucking Coost.
That's right.
All right, do we want to get this shit show started?
It's already begun.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
We're in the middle of it right now.
Yeah, obviously.
Wake up!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad.
Anything you want to talk about today?
I'm
You
not
want to
gonna lie
talk
to you.
about how the government's after Donald Trump or anything like that?
Yeah, I did hear about that. You wanna go into that? I'm down.
Well, not really.
Oh, okay. They raided Mar-a-Lago. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
What do you? I don't really know what to think of it because you have to go through like 57 different news sources to get what actually really fucking happened.
Yeah.
With things like that, and it's such a pain in the ass. But I'm curious of what your thoughts are on it.
I mean, it's kind of the problem with American news in general. There's just so many different. You would think news would be objective and not full of opinions and not full of shaken stories, but I mean, he did commit crimes. In America, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be held for your crimes. So,
Yeah, but
And he's
here's the
doing
problem:
stupid stuff.
if American presidents were held accountable for their crimes, then every single one of them will get arrested as soon as they're out of office.
That is fair. I mean, he also did the
So,
stuff before he was in office, right? Wasn't all this
yeah.
stuff like before? Yeah. So this is
Well,
technically
I
a
mean, I
something
don't know. I
new.
don't even know what's true because it doesn't matter what news source you're watching on the television. It's all cryptic.
Yeah.
They don't ever tell you what's happening, and you can't really figure it out. Because if you read 100 articles on the internet, 96 of them are going to be full of shit. And if
That
you
is,
watch the news, and if you watch the news networks on, I'm not going to say mainstream news, but regular cable news, 100% of them are going to be full of shit.
I mean, that is
If
mainstream.
you really want to find out what's happening, I always find out what's happening from like other people's podcasts when they have people on who are talking about it. So I don't know what's going on. I just know his house got raided, and apparently he was holding documents that he's not supposed to hold on to. But apparently this has happened with every president since like Reagan.
Dude, he like flushed the
So
documents, bro. He flushed them.
did he?
They found him under his under Mar-a-Lago in the like sewage pipes. He literally took the papers and crumbled them up and flushed them down the toilet. Like you got it. You're a billionaire. You got to be able to pay someone to do that stuff for you. You know, buy a shredder. Buy a shredder. It's like $30. You have a billion. Who cares? Buy a shredder. Don't be stupid. I don't know. I think the whole thing is dumb. I think it's just like you're the president. You should have a higher standard. But I don't know. That's just me.
Not Donald Trump.
Yeah, yeah.
We knew what he was before he
We're,
was even in
we're
office.
talking about.
I love the argument that like he needs to be held to a presidential standard. Well, what the fuck is that? I mean, this is who was the president before him? Obama.
I
I
mean,
mean, this is a guy who sanctioned firebombing weddings and playgrounds in the Middle East.
I mean, if we're
So
really getting,
if
we're,
that's
hang
a
on,
presidential standard,
if we're really getting into like what the presidents have done, our very first president of our country owned slaves while he was president.
exactly. Everyone like it's like
It was while he was president, right? I think
Oh
so.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
every
right.
president up until the Civil War, like there was only like 2 or 3 of them that didn't own slaves.
Yeah, exactly. So that's,
One of them
that's my
was John
point.
Adams.
So what is the presidential standard at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which presidential standard are we going back to? Are we going back to the days when they owned human beings
I
and
mean, at the end of the day,
didn't consider them human beings? Are we going back to the days when the Nixon presidential standard where he basically did everything he could do to commit crimes and stay in office?
Watergate.
Yeah, among other things. I mean, that was just one of the things.
Well, that was like the main thing.
Every one
Like
of
what he
them's
was
got
known for.
every one of them's got dirt. This is the only thing that makes this unique is that this is the first time that a former president is actually being prosecuted for it. I mean, there were inclinations to go after Nixon after the whole Watergate thing, but Gerald Ford pardoned him once he got in office after him, and it was basically like yeah, these presidents did what they did, but we don't go after them once they're out of office. We just leave them alone.
That's a weird
But
standard to be holding by. You know?
yeah, but what I mean, think of the turmoil that happens from the consequences is if every president after once they got out was persecuted for something they did.
That is fair.
Half of the country is going to be up in arms for him. The other half is going to go,
He's been out of
we
office.
got to get rid of this person.
He's been out of office for like 2 years, and people are still obsessed with him. Like obsessed.
I know it's ridiculous.
It's so bad, dude.
I
Like
just
they're
want
like
I
saying
just
that the
want
election
him
got stolen.
and yeah, and it sounds like I'm defending this guy. Like I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I'm not like one of these people who is like he needs to be ostracized from American society at all costs either.
I don't
know.
agree. I don't think he needs to be ostracized. I just think that he should be held accountable. But that's also like the thing is also with all this is like it's not that I don't like Donald Trump. It's that I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden. I don't like Kamala. I don't like Pence. I hate everyone that's in our Senate, our House, our Supreme Court sucks. Like it's all bad right now. And there's like what's that old guy's name from the South? What's his name? Mitch McConnell or whatever. You know who that is?
Yeah, the guy that
Okay.
looks like
Are
a
you done?
freshly
Are you done?
uncircumcised dick.
Are you done?
That guy.
Are you done? That was
Yeah,
cute. That
I
was
hate Mitch
adorable.
McConnell.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
Mitch McConnell is one of the worst. Speaking of some of the worst people, you know who just got, ironically, got kicked out of their office because the person that ran against them was backed by Trump. This woman, who I think is the worst of
Oh,
the
the
worst.
one from Alaska.
No, Liz
Oh.
Cheney from
Oh
Wyoming,
yeah. Ew.
aka Dick Cheney's daughter, who is a despicable human being. I mean,
It's bad.
she should have been kicked out by the voters a long time ago for all the shit that she's done, but she's held on to that seat for so long, has been so popular there. I just think it's ironic that she gets kicked out for a completely different reason because Trump backed somebody to go up against her, and then all the Trump worshippers formed en masse to kick her out of there.
And people
Which is
go
not
for
a good reason to get her out, but any reason to get her out would be
people
a
go
good
for the
one.
people go for the dumbest reasons. Dude, Al Capone went to fucking jail for tax evasion when he was like the biggest mob boss in the world. Like people get taken down for the dumbest reasons. That's just how life goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like look at
I'm
Bill
pretty sure they
Clinton.
just made up the tax thing to get Al Capone. I
He
mean,
was actually no, he was actually like tax evading and money laundering and stuff.
yeah.
But look at that, like dumb stuff. Like look how Bill Clinton's reputation went down the whole after the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. Like people get taken down from their high ups for like the dumbest reasons. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I think that our Senate and our House needs to overhaul as well. What I was trying to say earlier about the whole Mitch McConnell thing is like, you see this guy? He's like 137 years old, and he's in Congress still, trying to tell people like you and me how we're supposed to live our lives when he has zero idea what it's like to be people like the youth or whatever in our times. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was my age, I'm pretty sure we were still like in World War II or like getting out of World War II. That man is old, and I don't
I'm
think
pretty
he
sure
knows.
when he was your age, he still looked the same too.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, looking like a dusty, white-haired, uncircumcised dick.
Okay, all right, dude. Brian's on it today, man. The king is out for blood.
Yeah,
The king is out for blood.
yeah,
How hot are you right now? You look like
scorching.
you look like you're sweating. I could see it like on this side, like right over here. The other
I
side.
don't know. It looks kind of grainy. I mean, at least on my screen, but yeah, I am sweating a little bit.
I was gonna say you're probably a little hot.
But yeah,
But
Mitch McConnell, fuck that guy. Fuck them all.
oh,
They're
I
all awful, and they're all driving us into this tribalistic, you know,
no, I think we
just
just need some
shit
like
fest.
I think we just need some like younger representation. And I'm not saying like Gen Z or none of that. I'm just saying like younger people, like more Gen X people, more millennial people. I think just need to be in office or at least have some kind of influence. I think a lot of I've said it before about like how celebrities are out of touch. I think a lot of our Congress is out of touch as well. I just like it's so in the world of where everyone's connected in media, it still feels like everybody's more divided than ever. And I feel like all you really got to do is just like ask people for opinions and stuff. I think there should be like now that like we have the internet, we have like everything that's out here for connecting people. I think that'd be a good way to like I'm not saying like take a poll, but like maybe have some kind of website or something that people can like write in and just, you know, get in better contact, at least if not with like a hot like the House or the Senate, their local or state governors or their representatives of their state themselves. I think there needs to be a way for the people to be able to talk to the leaders more effectively. Because I think back in the day when like way back like in the fucking 1700s and 1800s and stuff when the world was still really small, people's opinions were actually heard by the government and taken into factors. Now, the world is so damn big, I don't think any of that happens anymore. And I feel like that's kind of part of the problem. It's that we have a lot of old people that don't really know what's good for the country right now leading us. And we all have these ideas that I think are pretty good, at least. But
Yeah, well, I mean, you have a bunch. I mean, the last two presidents were in their 70s. Everybody's voting for these old farts to be in the office. The one we have now can't even fucking talk.
no, he can't. It's
He
bad.
doesn't. He doesn't even. Did you see that pamphlet that they gave him
No.
before he stepped on stage? This happened like a month ago. There was a pamphlet that literally read some ridiculous things on it, like Mr. President will be standing here. He will take 3 steps to the left and stand here. He will greet these people here. Like, this is a pamphlet that you would give a fucking 3-year-old.
Or a senile old man.
Yeah, and this is, it just it staggers me. It staggers me.
Yeah,
I thought I'd seen the worst under Bush. I'm very critical of George W. Bush, but after 2 years of this with Biden, I think that it might be worse.
he still has the greatest moment in presidential history that I've ever been alive for.
What?
Where he's talking about post 9/11, he's on the golf course, and he just goes, "Now watch this shot," and he fucking
Watch this drive.
he watched this drive, and he just hits the.
That was the most
ball.
American shit ever.
Yeah, dude. The only thing that would have been more American is if he was like, shotgunned a Budweiser after, or like a bald eagle landed on his shoulder.
I hate whatever you want to call it. George W. Bush.
You can still hate him. You can still hate him.
Yes, a lot of the things we're going through are consequences from his presidency anyway. But even though I hate the guy, that was a moment right there where I was like, all right, that was good.
Yeah, was good. Everyone has their moments. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I
Joe
agree.
Biden. Not Joe Biden has. Think of one Joe Biden moment that you liked, and it better not be. Oh, shut up, man. During the presidential debates.
I like when he used to give all the finger guns when he was vice president. But other than that, nothing when he was president.
But that doesn't count because as president.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
But then again, I could also say the same thing about Trump. And Edge,
he's
honestly,
had moments. He's had funny moments.
I mean, he's had funny moments, but like I liked the "Now watch this drive" moment because that was like, I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. I just don't like Trump. I hate Trump. I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden. I don't like Pence. Oh, I can't stand Kamala Harris, dude. I can't stand any of them. They're all old. They're all old, dumb people, dude. Like they're all bad.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala's not even old. Kamala's not even old. She's like 50. Is she even 50 or is she like in her 40s? I don't even know. How old is she?
She's probably 120. She's a witch.
Oh, my screen got dark. How old is Kamala Harris? She's 57. She's 57. There, light back on. She's 57. Yeah. She's kind of old. She's old. But, I mean, that's old for me.
She's awful.
I mean,
I think the Democrats. I don't get, like, there is, because you said you don't like anybody. There's one politician that I really liked, and she's actually a Democrat, Tulsi Gabbard. Do you know who she is?
Nope.
You have no idea who Tulsi Gabbard is.
Nope.
Well, if you type her name in YouTube, the first thing that's going to pop up is the Democratic primary debates. Where they had like multiple presidential candidates, and it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard ripping Kamala Harris a new one. Because before that debate, Kamala Harris was the favorite, and Tulsi Gabbard ripped her one so bad that she literally fell off in the polls for the rest of the race. And I mean, like, bottom. She went from the top to the bottom real quick.
I will have to watch this
after this, because Tulsi Gabbard just pointed out the obvious. Like, this woman just locks people up and throws away the key without due process, and it's people who are of color, all for just doing drugs, not selling drugs, doing drugs.
What's wrong with doing drugs? You do drugs, you're not hurting anybody else.
I'm not in favor of it, but I don't want to lock people up for it.
I mean, like, I agree with that. I'm not one to do drugs, but like, if you're just doing drugs and you're not hurting anybody, who the fuck cares? Like, look at all the people that still. I mean, even though like weed is like legal in some aspect in pretty much all of the country now, in one way or the other. I mean, like back in the day, like dude, like 5 years ago, man, like people were getting locked. I mean, even before that, people were getting locked the hell up because of weed, and it's still a Schedule One drug, even though it's basically legal everywhere in the country in some kind of aspect. It's dumb. It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's
Right.
dumb, and I don't even
And
smoke because I'm trying to be a firefighter. Like I quit smoking weed back in like 2016, but
yeah.
my brother has epilepsy, and the weed helps him a lot with that. But I mean, he hasn't smoked in a while, but that's besides the point. Just like because he's trying to do something else, and they like drug tests, but he hasn't smoked in a while. My mom used to do smoke weed, bro. I used to smoke weed. Anyway, no, but no, like
Yeah.
I just think it's I don't know. I think it's like the one of the least of our problems in this country. It's good.
Right.
It's from the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's
But like you said, basically, it's like we don't really lock people up for it anymore. Well, Kamala Harris was doing it less than 10 years ago in California, of all places, which is really liberal on that stuff.
Do you think Obama was getting high in the Oval Office?
Probably. I mean, why not?
My man.
I wouldn't be mad at him for it.
You think Trump was smoking weed in the office?
Nah, he doesn't strike me as a weed smoker.
Yeah, he doesn't either. He
No.
strikes me as like a heavy drinker.
No, he doesn't. No, I don't think he does.
He's just ripping lines of Adderall in the Oval Office, dude. Just going ham.
No, he's. I mean, he strikes me as like he's got a vitamin concoction in the morning or something, But that's nothing past that. I mean, I don't know too much about the guy, but I don't know if he drinks at all.
That man's popping Valiums at 3 in the afternoon. All right, that man is unhinged.
Yeah,
I think. What the? Did I really just forget Biden's name? Jesus Christ! I think
Joe
Biden.
Biden.
I think Biden's drinking Nyquil at like 4 in the afternoon in the Oval
Really,
Office. Just going ham. He's drinking Nyquil and getting loopy. I don't know.
really, I think he's drinking lighter fluid.
Damn, I was just gonna go with Nyquil.
He can't fucking talk.
He can't speak. It's so bad, dude. It's like, and I want like Republicans, like super hardcore conservatives, to like shut the hell up about him already. But like, I can't even defend him. I can't because he's just a senile old man that got the job because Trump was still up for election. That's the only reason why he won. It's because people didn't want Trump.
Right, it was a referendum on Trump. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't.
If you were voting blue, you were voting against Donald Trump.
You were. Yeah. This election wasn't Trump or Biden. It was either Trump or not Trump, and that's all it was. Mm-hmm. And I think we're kind of paying the consequences.
Do you think a lot of the people who voted against Trump are regretting it now?
I think so. Do I regret it?
Too.
Do I regret voting for Biden instead of Trump? No. I don't know. Actually, no, I didn't even vote for Biden. I think I wrote Bernie in. No, I wrote Joe in. Joe's my homegirl, dude.
Joe who?
Jo Jorgensen, libertarian.
Oh yeah.
And like 7. She had like 7%. That's like one of the highest.
No, it wasn't that high. Come on.
She had like 7%.
Do you know the actually? That's a good segue. The Libertarian Party just got taken over by a whole new batch of people.
Yeah, I mean, it needed to happen though. I mean, I like Joe. Gary Johnson was a little bit of a psycho, but I liked Jo Jorgensen.
I didn't like any of them because the libertarians that I hear about on because I listen to a lot of podcasts in my whatever free time I get these days. But a lot of libertarians end up on these podcasts, and they're not the ones that are in charge of the Libertarian Party. They're the ones who just took it over, but were preaching about things for years, and now they finally kicked out all the established libertarians in there. And I think it's a good thing because I think it would be good if the libertarians actually gained some traction.
Sorry, I got
to mix things up a little bit. I'm just so sick of the two-party stuff.
I got the sniffles if you can't tell. I'm sorry, but
sniffle away, my friend.
Yeah. I think like the thing with libertarianism is there's like two groups of libertarians. There's like the mild ones. I call them the milds and the severes. Like the mild libertarians are very just like they want like all the pro America stuff. Like they want pro-choice, pro-guns, pro-freedom of speech, pro-freedom of every. It's basically just like as much freedom for the American person as possible. And then the more severe libertarian you get, the more you see of like really anti-government, like really hardcore, like they're almost like what are those? What's the term for those people? They say they like secede from our government or whatever. They're
Well, I
they
don't
don't
know.
drive around with driver's licenses and stuff, and they don't pay taxes like those people.
I know what you mean. That,
Those
but
people.
there's like a
It's
term for
like an
those
S. It
people.
starts with an S, and I can't remember what it is because I learned about it in cop school. But
Yeah.
there a lot of libertarians are turning into those people, and they're bad, and that shit's bad. You still need a little because I'm like I consider myself at times to be libertarian, but they're also like I still believe in state government. I
Uh,
Federal government's cool, not too. I don't want too much influence from the federal government on like the American person, but like I'm a big like I like states' rights. I'm a big states' rights guy. I think like we're really too big of a country to have one overarching government for 50 states. We're what are we 330 million people in 50 different like parts of the country. I think like the states should have more power over their own people, but that's a whole other story. But there's a lot of these libertarians that are like I think they call themselves federalists now, but they're like referring to like back in like the 1700s, like a lot of rules from back then.
that was one of the first two parties. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
George Washington and John Adams'
yeah.
party.
I forget.
Even though both of those guys warned about forming parties.
Yeah, exactly. But I think they're I forget. I think they're calling themselves federalists, or they're calling themselves like some old timey name from back then, and they're like super anti-government. They're almost like
Which is hilarious if they're trying to emulate the Federalists from the late 1700s and early 1800s, because those Federalists were all about the power of the central government and the power of the federal government.
yeah. So I think it's just like I
So
don't know.
that would be
I don't know
the
if they're calling
definition
themselves.
of irony.
Yeah, I don't know if they're calling themselves Federalists, but they're calling themselves like some old timey party name from back in the day. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point. I think like I forget where I was going with that, but
Well,
I
let me ask you this: What do you have you ever heard about? Because that sounds a little bit like I don't know. It's similar, but it doesn't sound quite like it. The people who are advocating for anarchy.
the
And
Anarchist Party. Are you
well,
talking about?
I don't know if they have a party, but I've heard
No, they have a
anarchists
party.
talk on
The
podcasts
they have an
recently.
anarchist party. Yeah, that's a thing.
Hmm.
That shit's crazy. I think
How
that's
how
crazy.
so?
It's
Not that I'm gonna talk against you. I'm
it's that
just
yeah it's
asking
that I
because I
just
think
think
it's crazy too.
yeah because I'm in that boat where it's like I think there's a certain amount of government that you need in order for this country to exist as a country still because we still have to work on like taxes, you still have to do trade, you have to do like state affairs. There's a lot that goes into being being a government as a whole, and we do still need a federal government with certain regulations and the three branches of the government. Like we need that stuff. Anarchists say fuck all that, they're done, they don't care, they don't want any of that stuff, and it's I think that's dangerous. But there's also a lot of different parties out there that are there's a lot of different parties out there that are kind of dumb. There's like five or six that are like good parties or like mainstream parties besides, Democrat and Republicans because obviously those are the two. And then you have like the other ones like you have the Libertarian Party, you have like the Green what are the Green Party, the Tea Party. There's a couple others.
All useless.
Hey, take it easy, man. All right.
All useless.
But
But the
there's a communist party.
oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's crazy that we have that in America in 2022.
I think
But
it's crazy that communism and socialism are even being promoted at all. I mean,
yeah,
like, how many more dead bodies do you need after
we
all
have a
this shit?
socialist party and a communist party that runs every year
Yeah,
or every 4 years, I should say. But
yeah. Well, it's a freedom to run.
the
That's
government's weird, and it's funny that two severely underqualified people are talking this much about our government.
I know, but screw it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
First time we're on video. I'm in an angry mood. I feel like talking about angry shit, okay?
It's the Poodcoost, you know?
Even if I'm not qualified at all to talk about these things, I don't care.
It's the Poodcoost.
It's the Poodcoost where we Poodcoosting on the move fucking with Poodcoasters. Okay?
That. Yeah. The Poodcoost.
Yeah. No, but there's one particular guy who's promoting anarchy. His name's Michael Malice. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Michael Malice, like Malice, like Malice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great name.
He's very smart.
That sounds like a Purge name. Like that sounds.
It does,
like,
yeah.
It sounds like a villain.
It sounds like a James Bond villain.
My name is Mike Malice, and yeah, like he's very anti.
Well, he doesn't talk like that. He's actually an immigrant from the former Soviet Union.
Huh.
Who, yeah, and a Jew. So he's
and a Jew. He's not Jewish. He is a Jew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that word.
I know there isn't. I just found it funny that you're like, and he's a Jew.
Yeah. I never got that whole Jewish shit ever.
Anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic, yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it either.
It never made sense in my mind at all.
I mean, we had a fucking Nazi party for a little bit. I think we still do.
Yes, we did.
I think we did.
I don't know if we still do, but we definitely did leading up to World War II. That's right.
No, I mean now there was like 2016.
Oh, there's neo-Nazis, yeah, but they're
That's what I mean. Like, sorry, we had a neo-Nazi.
But they're not They're not going to be on the fucking ballot.
I think they tried to be. I think it was like during Trump's.
I'm sure they tried.
Well, yeah, I think it was in 2020 they tried to have.
I'm sure they're trying right now because they're
crazy.
That's
crazy. I think that's wild, dude. We're already in August in 2022. We're already like over halfway done with. We're basically like halfway done with Biden's presidency.
Yeah, well, it can't come to an end soon enough.
It really can't. It's bad.
I can't. Your video is breaking up a little bit, but it'll probably reset itself in a second.
I think it should be.
Yeah, it's like every time I hear this band talk. Do you know what drove me nuts? Because me and you know like a little bit about firearms a little bit because I have a few and you've done a lot of training with them.
What's up?
Did you see that one time when he was talking about it, like he tried to get some gun control laws going, and he was talking about a 9mm bullet? Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't.
Where this guy, he literally
sent me that one of the podcasts.
He literally said that we should ban 9mm bullets because they have the ability to blow somebody's lung out of their body.
What the?
A 9mm bullet, which is like your standard,
dude,
law enforcement bullet.
Dude. Like the lowest class of body armor blocks 9mm bullets.
Right.
What? Or sorry, the second lowest. The lowest only blocks like 22s. But
22. You could go 380.
I'm pretty sure I could sneeze at the same time someone fires a 22 at me, and I'll fucking knock that 22 back at him. Like those bullets are weak.
No.
It was
I actually.
It was a joke.
Well, no, because I actually this will give you.
I think timing a sneeze into a bullet.
I went to buy ammunition for some of my gigs. So me and Tyrell went shooting the other day, and I bought these little 22 long rifle bullets, and the only ones that they had were hollow point. So I shot. Oh. I actually tested one. I shot one at
Tyrell.
No. No, that would get me in all kinds of trouble because he's black. So that would look really bad on me. You killed a black man in your own home?
Dude, the channel would be changed to Cousin Boomer, and I would just take over.
Yeah.
You'd be in jail. You'd be in jail. Yeah. I'll hold the fort down for you while you go to prison for your hate crime.
I never do that to Tyrell. And even if I did it by accident, I'd never forgive myself because I love him.
We love Tyrell. He's a good guy.
We absolutely love Tyrell.
Does he watch the podcast?
What?
Does he watch the podcast?
I don't think so.
Shout out to my dog Tyrell if he's watching.
Tyrell, I don't think Tyrell gives a fuck.
Does he watch the channel?
No, but he knows about it.
Some friend Tyrell is. Fucking asshole. I'm just kidding. Yo, watch him comment on the shit, be like, yo, fuck you, man.
He might.
That'd be fun.
I don't think he listens, though. But I was testing these... I tested 122 long rifle bullet at a hollow point on a metal. It was like a metal pole that was about like this big around, and it was almost solid. There was like a little hollow part in the middle of it, but it was almost solid metal all the way around. This hollow point went blew a hole in it like that big, and yeah,
damn.
And that's only a 22 long rifle. Hollow points do a lot of damage.
I mean, it's also a hollow point. They're designed to rip things.
Yeah, but if you saw this little bitsy 22 hollow point, you'd be like, that's still not going to do anything, and it blew a hole in this pole that was like the width of the pole.
Do you watch Demolition Ranch?
I used to, not so much anymore.
I was gonna say, I feel like
I like Hickok 45.
I do too. He is funny.
He's like your gun uncle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, I like Demolition Ranch because his name is also Matt. But like, that's not the reason. It's just part of it. But like, I think he has a.
It's a really cool channel. I just don't really watch it anymore.
I love his skits in the beginning too. I watch like half the time. I just watch the skits because sometimes I'm like, I've been really busy lately. I don't really sit down and watch a lot of YouTube videos. But like, when I get a chance, I watch like I'll go on his Instagram and like. Because he always puts on his Instagram, he always puts the skits on, and then he links the video to watch the rest of the video. But he always puts the skits on his Instagram. So I just go on his Instagram and I just scroll through the skits because they're hilarious. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, like I was gonna say, like he shoots 22s on there all the time, but he doesn't shoot hollow points, and those 22s do like fucking nothing to any of his targets. They like, except for like the real shitty ones. But like if he's like genuinely testing out like body armor or that kind of stuff, and he fires like a 22, like. It almost looks like it hits the body armor. And it looks like it just bounces off.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in a real life situation and you don't have body armor,
oh yeah.
Even if you did, if 22 goes right here, one shot, you're gone.
Oh yeah, well it's still.
That's why I don't get when like gun enthusiasts, because like we're not like real very pro gun or anything. Like
I like guns.
I like guns.
Yeah.
I do believe in the Second Amendment, but I'm not like
I'm not one of those like psychos. It's like we need to arm every American individual in the country.
Exactly.
Like, no,
exactly.
I love how whenever we talk about psychopaths doing stupid shit in America, we always give them Southern accents because we know our people. You know.
Well, it's either they have a Southern accent or a Bible in their pocket.
Those kind of go hand in hand, though. You know, I mean
Not
that's
all
why
the
they
time.
call it. I mean that's why they call it the Bible Belt, though, because it's like they're all religious people, but it's all in southern states. You know.
Yeah, and it's needless to say, we got a lot of whack jobs here. Okay,
it's America, all right. It's the land of opportunity.
But
you have the opportunity to be a psycho.
Back to the 22 thing, like if the argument I hate it when gun enthusiasts are like, "What are you gonna do with that? Shoot a squirrel? Huh? You're gonna kill a squirrel with that thing?" And it's like, well, why don't you stand in front of one of these bullets and see what happens?
Yeah, I have a BB gun for squirrels. I'm not gonna waste 22s on squirrels. You're out of your goddamn mind. That's gonna ruin half the meat of a squirrel anyway. Do you eat squirrel? Have you eaten squirrel?
No, I have not.
It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's less gamey rabbit. It's very good. You ever had rabbit?
I've never had rabbit either.
You're missing out.
I like my chickens.
I like meat.
I like my chickens and my turkeys.
No, I like chicken. I like turkey. I like the standards. But I've had like rabbit. I've had squirrel. I've had some funky stuff before, and I gotta say it's pretty good. I like squirrel. Squirrel's good.
Have you ever had buffalo or bison?
I have. Yes.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same fucking animal. Just
it's delicious. Have you had it? It's delicious.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very fatty.
It's amazing.
Actually, it's not very fatty.
You can't really. You'd be pressed to get your hands on it here, though. But if you're out west, you could get it like that.
Yeah, our state is not very prone to having that. But if you go out,
not anywhere near. On this side of the Mississippi, you'd be hard pressed to get bison.
Exactly. Yo, have you ever had kangaroo?
No.
You can buy it. You can buy kangaroo meat. There's a guy.
Really?
Yeah, there's a guy in our state who sells kangaroo meat. I mean, you can also buy it exotic.
That made me curious.
You ever had exotic? You ever heard of exotic butchers? Because that's a thing. There's a big one in New York, but I think there's one in our state, in the state capital, or like down south. Um, he's an exotic butcher, and he sells all different kinds of meat. And he sells like squirrel, and he sells rabbit, and he sells a bunch of different stuff. And he sells kangaroo steak, and apparently, kangaroo is delicious, like stupidly good, like absurdly delicious. And I really want to try it because my lady's tried it, and she says it's phenomenal. She says it's pretty good.
I believe it.
Yeah, I want to try it.
It's got me
I want to
curious.
try it. I want to try it because I like meats. I like hot sauce. I like grilling meats with some.
I'm sure you do like meat, you naughty boy.
Speaking of which, how's your mom doing? I haven't seen her in a while. Speaking of,
Oh, see, we make fun of each other all the time, man.
I had a
Never
joke-
take
I had
us seriously. We're just shit talkers.
I had a mom joke lined up for like since before the podcast started today, and I haven't been able to use it.
No, you did not, you asshole.
I've had one in the chamber for a while. I've had it in the chamber. I was going to talk about my birthday, and I had like a nice little thing I was going to go into, but yeah, my birthday was recently since I'm being an asshole about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was last Friday. It's about a week ago. About a week ago.
Did you have anything for it? Usually, do you have like a thing, and I'm over your house or something?
Yeah, we don't have that house anymore, so I can't do the barbecue. We'd have to do it like the neighborhood clubhouse.
Okay.
And the clubhouse is cool. It's just you have to rent it, and our clubhouse is dumb expensive to rent. But
I bet.
I got, my mom got me a pickleball set. Bam! I got a little racket. I was gonna say like your mom really likes it when I use it on her, but it was gonna be a joke. But yeah. But no,
I'm not saying because I got mad at the joke. I'm not even gonna say it. I'll get in trouble for it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this episode's demonetized anyway. But yes, no.
Yeah. I don't even want to monetize this episode.
We're not monetizing this episode. But no, I mean like
because I don't want it to be flagged or anything, so I'm not even gonna monetize it.
Birthday was cool though. We went to that food truck invasion thing down south. A bunch of us, like me and Trevor and all them. I think you were working that night, but we went there. I got some Caribbean food. It was fantastic. And then we saw TJ Miller live. That was awesome.
Who's that? It's got to be country because I never heard of it.
No, no, it was a comedian. Have you seen?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you've seen Deadpool, right?
Yeah, but I'm like one of the only people that wasn't really a fan of Deadpool.
Do you remember the bartender Weasel? Remember the guy, like what he looks like?
I can't remember. I saw it once.
Hang on, I got you. Can I put it in the chat? How the hell?
Just you got to share your screen though, but you might have like
there we go.
porn tabs up.
Hey man, listen here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about my porn tabs. All right, that's between.
Man, this light really brings out my red beard.
That's between me and Jesus. All right. Here, I'm dropping it in the. Bam. That's TJ Miller. You can't hit pop out? Fuck it, you're right. My bad. Well, now I can't see. Now I can't see. Hang on.
Well, you can't see me, but I can see you.
Yeah, but I did the pop out thing, and now I can't see me. Oh, there we go. That'll work. Okay. I'm back. Hey,
yeah, I got it.
We back. But yeah, no, that's.
Yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah, he was in Ready Player One. He was at what's that?
Yeah.
What's that show that he was in? That one of my friends really. What was it, like Silicon Valley or something like that?
Yeah, he was in Silicon Valley.
Yeah. He was who yelled at that little 10-year-old kid to get him more Adderall or something.
Yes, that is him.
That was really funny.
I love TJ Miller. He's so funny to me. He was really good live. He did a lot of crowd work too. He did a lot of crowd work. He asked like, dude, he kept ragging on this one guy because there was this dude who like shouted some shit in the crowd, and they didn't answer. Like he said something, he yelled out, and TJ was like, "What's that?" And then like he paused like 5 seconds, and then he started talking again. And then as soon as he started, that was spooky. As soon as he started talking again, the guy from the crowd shouted out again.
I pulled the wrong thing over. My bad.
That was wonderful.
I almost destroyed the podcast.
We almost lost Poodcoost. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kept the crowd work
because I got two screens going here.
That's where this light's coming from over here. See, yeah. I have it on the other monitor.
Yeah, it's convenient as a light actually.
It is because I have all this background. Like this is all dark back here, and then bam, I have this like light over here.
I gotta show.
Also,
show
it
you
makes the
something.
shadows. The shadows look a little creepy. It looks like there's like a demon back there or something.
What is the no, there it is. Okay. Oh, a thylacine. Because you brought up kangaroos, they're actually trying to bring back an extinct animal who it was related to the kangaroo.
What is it?
And it's... I will pull it up in a second. It's a thylacine. You ever heard of it? Went extinct in 1936.
Thylacine?
Thylacine. I think that's how you say it.
Thylacine. All those things.
Yeah.
I've heard of those. They're like little dingoes.
Yeah.
They're like little dingo kangaroos.
Kind of, but they're more closely related to a kangaroo. I've discovered.
But it's weird because they look like dingoes. Like they look like
they really do.
They don't look like kangaroos at all. They look like dogs. But I guess that's just DNA stuff. I like their stripes they got. But they're trying to bring them back.
Yeah. No, they're literally trying to Jurassic Park the shit out of these guys.
Did I ever tell you about that? Did I ever tell you about that fossilized dinosaur they found in Canada? Did we talk about that on a podcast episode?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's these guys in Canada.
I don't think so, but I'm going to pull this over for the
lighting.
That's the thylacine.
You look spooky right now. I'm just letting you know.
I know, because it blocked out...
No, you're just super white with the white, and then the background's just black and white because of it. You just look like you're telling a fucking ghost story. But
or maybe I will one day.
Have you heard? That'd be a great angle for the podcast. Yo, October scary stories on the Poodcoost. I'm down. Anyway,
I would need somebody to do some great artwork to make that a good video.
I mean, you have like 31
ghost stories with King Boomer.
You have 31,000 subs. There's got to be one good artist in there. Gentlemen, just put it in your community tab.
It was a very lonely night, and then the ghost popped up out of nowhere.
And then Brian interrupted Cousin Boomer's story. Anyway.
It happens.
I'm just being a dick. I love you.
I know.
But I love you so much. Oh my god, you're my best friend. Anyway.
Calm down, man. My pants are moving.
Oh wait, we're live. Yeah, we're live, baby. They can see me flirt with you now.
Yeah.
Don't tell my lady. Anyway, so there's this there was these group of archaeologists in Canada, which is like a weird sentence to say out loud now that I think about it. So
don't they find a lot of shit up there though?
Yeah, actually, North America has a lot of funky stuff, especially in Canada. But because you also get a lot of the Ice Age stuff in Canada as well. But they were on the west coast of Canada, like right by the ocean, and they were digging in this forest. There was this entire sheet of ice underneath the ground in Canada on the coast. It's like right by the ocean too, but there's this entire sheet of ice underground. And in the sheet of ice, they found a completely frozen and preserved ankylosaurus. You know what an ankylosaurus is, right?
I mean, I know it's a dinosaur.
It's the little flat one with the club tail on the back. Those ones, the spikes and stuff on the side. Am I gonna have to?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yes,
no, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you have a second monitor. You're looking up, motherfucker. All right.
Yeah. Hold on, Jesus.
Yeah, I could be angry too.
Yeah.
I'm too nice. Okay,
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylo, like ankle, but with a Y instead of an E. Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus. This is a really good pause for the podcast. While King Boomer types out with...
Yeah, it was the one I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, I know. They found a fully preserved ankylosaurus.
It looks like a snapping turtle who could move fast.
Yeah, and he's got like a big-ass club on his tail. So they found a fully...
Yeah, this guy. Let me pull it up. This guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So they found a fully preserved ankylosaurus in Canada. And... they want to like take the DNA and try to replicate it with like whatever its closest relative is now, which I don't know, but they're trying to like replicate it somehow because they have
that.
Dude, why not? It's an herbivore.
It's 65 million years old. Probably. I mean, it could have. No, that'll just fuck. What if it?
I mean, honestly,
there's a theory by some. I've read this like long time ago. It might just be bullshit because most of this podcast is bullshit. But
honestly,
I
don't know why.
But I remember reading something about how even if it was like commenting about, ironically about like Jurassic Park, but it was like even if they tried to do that, like resurrect dinosaurs through that method that they came up with for the plot for the movie, even if they replicated dinosaurs from those age, like within minutes they would just drop dead because the oxygen levels were so different back then apparently.
Well, that's
that, like their bodies wouldn't be able to handle like how different the oxygen levels are.
So the giant
again, this is just something that I read, and it could have just been a theory. I don't know if it was written by a doctor or something.
No, I'm right there with you. I love dinosaur stuff. I'm a big dinosaur guy. I actually watched a bunch of videos about this thought process too. The big, gigantic ones, like the megafauna, so like T-Rexes, Spinosaurus, Brontosaurus, that kind of stuff, they would not be able to survive because their oxygen demands are too large. But the smaller dinosaurs, and like none of the insects would make it either. By the way, like those giant like Meganeura, which are like the giant dragonflies, they wouldn't make it either because bug size scales directly with oxygen. So like they would not survive. But a lot of the smaller
that's
dinosaurs,
interesting actually.
Yeah, a lot of the smaller dinosaurs like Ankylosaurus, Velociraptors, other like breeds of like Microraptors, that kind of stuff. Those dinosaurs would be fine because they don't have like the gigantism trait that like all the big dinosaurs have, and they only have one brain because like the bigger like Brontosauruses and stuff had like two brains. I'm pretty sure because they literally needed that much neurological function just to control their giant size. But a lot of the smaller dinosaurs, if I'm remembering that correctly, but the smaller dinosaurs could easily make it because most of the smaller ones besides raptors are like herbivores. So like Triceratops, maybe because they're small enough. I think they're like the size of elephants. They're smaller than elephants. Triceratops were. Stegosauruses are similar size to elephants. Ankylosauruses are like.
Well, Triceratops is basically like a fucking rhino on steroids.
Yeah, Ankylosaurus. They're like the size of. They're like a little longer than bison, but they're not tall. They're like 3 feet tall. Or like
they don't get very high off the ground.
Exactly.
But they're long as shit. They're like 10 feet long, aren't they?
Yeah, but the smaller
like, it would be like a gator where it replaced its teeth with body armor.
Yeah, so like
it took the teeth and took it out of its mouth and put it on its back.
Plus,
and gave it a beak.
Plus, as well as that, the herbivores will be able to make it because they don't need a lot of the herbivores will make it, like the smaller ones like Ankylosaurus and stuff, because they don't need to hunt. They get all their nutrients from plants, so you could easily graze and be fine with that. And there's not really any animal right now that could stand up to them, like hunt them down, because there's not a lot of giant claws and gigantic teeth running around nowadays that are strong enough to pierce that armor. So Ankylosaurus would probably be okay. And like they say Velociraptors would probably be okay too, because like the Velociraptors you see
that.
Well, they're not really that big, right?
I don't care.
Can
you imagine? Just think about this. You're waking up, you're kissing your significant other. Goodbye, honey. I'm off to work. And she's like, all right, have a great day. You go, all right, I'll see you later. You turn around and you getting ready to open the car door, and one of these things just jumps out of the fucking tree and it rips a part of your neck out. That's what would happen.
I'm gonna give you a little context here. They're like,
these things are smarter than any monkey on the planet, probably including us.
They're actually not. No, they're not. Yeah, they have pack mentalities like wolves do, but they're about as smart as dogs, or maybe a little less smart than dogs.
No,
they're not. You watch too much Jurassic Park, my friend. They're not that. They're not.
I do, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Do not bring back anything that could eat meat.
I mean, honestly, I think Velociraptors would be okay. They're really not. They're the size of like. They're a little bigger than.
No, they're only like 4 feet or something like that.
Yeah, they only stand like 4 feet tall.
Well, so do chimps. Do you know how fucking strong a chimp is?
Do you know how strong a gun is?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if a chimp's in front of you. You shoot the chimp and they'll just not only rip the gun out of your hand, but rip your arm off with it.
I would love to see a sport where like dudes have to survive against velociraptors, but they get like a pistol. They don't get like shotguns. They don't get rifles. They get a pistol with one magazine, and they have to survive against like.
How many raptors are you throwing against them?
I mean, if we're given a whole mag, I'm gonna say like 3, like 2 or 3.
How about you give him an old cold peacemaker with 6 shots, and you have 3 raptors?
Make it 2 raptors. You got something special. That's 3 for each. I think that's reasonable.
You think so?
I would watch the fuck out of that show. That'd be the new Super Bowl. 100%. Calling it right now.
This is something that like George Carlin would be advocating for.
I would watch the fuck out of that show. I would watch nothing else. That'd be the
People
only
would be
thing I
skipping
watch.
church to watch this shit.
I would watch this show and then crawl into a rock for a week and wait for the next episode to come out. Like that's how intense I would. My whole life would be Velociraptor hunt. All right, it'd be great. I want like John Cena to host it, not The Rock though, because The Rock is a pussy now. The Rock is a pussy now. I'm going on the record. Why is he a pussy? The Rock is a pussy. I don't know.
Why do you not like The Rock now?
Because he's not The Rock anymore. He's Dwayne Johnson. All right, he is no longer The Rock.
Well, he can't wrestle anymore, Matt. He's 50.
It's not even that. He doesn't act like The Rock. He's all family friendly and stuff. All right. He got buddy with Kevin Hart, and then he let the fame get to his head. And he's not The Rock anymore. He's just Dwayne Johnson. It's not the same. It's not the same. Did you see that wrestler movie that he did recently?
How dare you talk about the People's Champion that way?
I still love The Rock.
How dare you, you fucking jabroni.
I love The Rock.
Get out!
I just think Dwayne Johnson should go back to his Rocky ways. You know what I'm saying? He should go back to the Rocky Road.
Well, what kind of entertainment do you think he should be doing?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter what you think he should be doing!
I think he should. I think he'd be a great host to that show. I think John Cena would be better though. Yo, no. What if we have
John Cena?
What if we have Am I really forgetting his name right now? Why don't we get Stone Cold Steve Austin to host it?
Yes. No.
I would watch the hell out of that.
Of the 3.
I would watch.
That's the best of the 3. I actually agree with you that Rock wouldn't be suited for that hosting job. Stone Cold Steve Austin definitely would.
No, The Rock is too family friendly.
Steve Weisers.
So The Rock is too family friendly. John Cena can still kind of turn that on, and then like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There's gonna be so many. Like if you did that, think about it. This is how fucking old we are now. If Stone Cold Steve Austin hosted a show like that, like 98% of the people who would be watching would be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
I know. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh.
Do you think people knew that
so
Dwayne Johnson wrestled? I think people don't even, like, young people don't.
No, there's so many people that don't even know he wrestled.
What do they call him?
And he was the funniest wrestler of all time.
Oh, he was so funny. Can you imagine there are people that only know The Rock from, like, Fast and Furious?
It sickens me.
It hurts. Doesn't it hurt?
Those movies are...
Dude, they need to put...
garbage.
This Gen Z people need to put the respect on Dwayne the Scorpion King Johnson, all right?
Well, that movie was trash, too.
I love the
Scorpion King?
I love the Scorpion King.
No,
I love the fuck out of that movie.
The Mummy, what was it? The second Mummy movie that he was first in, playing the Scorpion King, and then they did a spin-off Scorpion King movie. The Mummy 2 was like, okay.
I like the Scorpion King, but that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was that other big one he was famous for when he was younger? There's a Scorpion King and...
Scorpion King, Walking Tall.
It wasn't Walking Tall. It was
some Rundown.
No. What the fuck? Oh, Hercules. Duh.
That was like 10 years ago. That wasn't...
Was that 10 years ago?
Yeah, that wasn't 20 years ago. That was like 10
I thought it was
ago.
older.
That was one of those movies that I think nobody watched. I never saw that movie. I know of it, but...
I'm a big fan of like older movies like The Scorpion King, though. I'm a big fan of Gladiator. I like Gladiator.
Oh, that's my favorite movie of all time.
That's your favorite movie of all time?
Gladiator, yes it was, yeah. Close second would probably be Blade Runner. They were both directed by Ridley Scott.
My favorite movie of all time is such an absurdly random movie. It doesn't really make sense for my person, but I just love it.
Yeah.
It's called Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
I've heard of that.
It's a Martin Lawrence movie. He's like Dr. Phil and Jerry Springer had a black baby, and it's fantastic. And he goes home to like BFE, like country bumpkin Georgia, and he runs into all of his family, and they just like metaphorically, physically, and emotionally beat the fuck out of him. It's great. It's a fantastic show. He gets his ass kicked twice in like 10 minutes in the movie. It's great.
Oh yeah.
You should totally watch it. It's from like 2008. It's a phenomenal movie. I think you would piss yourself laughing watching this movie. My family and I have seen it like, I can confidently say I've seen the movie at least 40 times. Like, we watch it every year at Christmas. That's like a family thing for some reason.
Yeah.
It's not even a Christmas
Whoa,
movie.
voice crack.
It's not even a Christmas movie. We just watch it. What's the greatest Christmas movie? And why is it Die Hard? Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I don't care what it is. It is. I mean, it takes place on Christmas.
Actually, for me, it's Home Alone.
I do love Home Alone. But I also love Die Hard. And I love that it's like a Christmas movie just because it takes place on Christmas. But
yeah, I mean, it's an action movie that just happens to be on Christmas.
It's the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I'd still. If
it's
you
a Christmas
make an argument
movie.
for that, I wouldn't protest that much.
It's a Christmas movie.
I'd still say Home Alone, but if that was number 2, I'd be happy.
Calling Die Hard a Christmas movie is like calling Friday the 13th a summer vacation movie. You know what I mean? Like, it takes place on summer vacation, but it's not a summer vacation movie. It's a fucking horror story. So Die Hard's a Christmas. It takes place on Christmas, but it's an action film instead of a Christmas.
What was a movie that you watched like in the theater that like was the first movie that comes to your mind where you went, this is a life-changing experience?
You're not gonna like my answer.
Well, spit it out.
I Am Legend.
What?
Exactly. I saw it, and I thought it was so good that I saw it again like the next day.
Really?
I loved that.
Wow.
Movie. I loved.
How old were you when that came out?
I don't remember. I'm not going to Google it because I don't want to change the lighting. No, I'll Google it. I don't want to change the lighting, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I Am Legend.
How old do you think you were when it came out?
It came out in 2007, so I was like 12 or 13. So I was born in 94.
That makes sense because you're 12 and 13. That for a 12 or 13-year-old, that movie's probably amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
And then you watch it as an adult, and you're probably like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
I mean, but then again, you could make that. There's probably a lot of movies like that. You know what? No. Yeah. There's a stupid ass baseball comedy movie called Benchwarmers. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen Benchwarmers?
No, I haven't.
It's Rob Schneider, David Spade, and John Heater. They're like the 3 main characters. They're like 2 nerds and like a guy who used to be a bully and now he's like a nice guy. And they play baseball as the 3 of them against a bunch of little league teams. And it's the dumbest movie that's ever out there, but it's hilarious. And I love that movie. And I would say the same thing about Talladega Nights being just a dumb movie, but it's phenomenal. It is a phenomenal, stupid movie.
Talladega Nights is a legendary movie. What are you talking about?
Exactly. But come on, let's be honest. It's a dumb movie, but it's a great movie. It's a phenomenally stupid movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I have it on DVD. I still have it on DVD. Not on Blu-ray, on DVD. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
No, there were 3 movies that I watched growing up where I was like blown away by what I was seeing.
Blade 2, and Blade 3.
No, they were classics. Like the first movie I ever saw.
Blade 2, and Blade 3. They're classics.
The first movie I ever saw in the theater was Jurassic Park as a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah, you told me that. God, you're old.
I know. Yeah.
God, you're old. You're like
that's why I'm a boomer.
Are you 30?
I try to tell people.
Are you 33 or 34?
34.
34. Oh yeah, you are. Yeah. You are like 6 years older. When do you turn 35? June?
No, March. Not for a while.
Okay, so you're like 6.5 years older than me. I forgot.
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm also an old soul. Like I just turned 28, but like, I feel like I feel a lot older. Like I feel like I act a lot older.
Jurassic Park, I felt like I was watching something amazing. That Dilophosaurus still scares me to this fucking day.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah!
I cannot watch that scene. It terrifies me, even though it's kind of silly in retrospect. It doesn't matter to my inner 5-year-old kid that almost shit himself.
Great movie.
The second film I ever watched that was life changing for me was Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, I love that movie. That's
Saving Private Ryan. It was 1998, so I was 10. My father actually took me to see that. And he was
That
like,
is
"You
a
need."
phenomenal
He was
movie.
like, "You need to see this," and it to this day. It might be the greatest movie ever made. I think
I do love Saving Private Ryan. It's a phenomenal movie.
it's one of my favorites, but it's not. Like I said, Gladiator and Blade Runner are my favorites. But then the third one was Gladiator. That was like, I felt like I was being. That was one of those things that, like, Saving Private Ryan and Gladiator, like, kickstarted my extreme interest in history. And
I agree.
even though Gladiator is not a very historically accurate film,
I would consider it a period piece, though.
yeah, of course. But like that's the vibe when I went to see it when I was 12 for the first time. It was like an out of body experience. I felt like I was being I was in a time machine being put in a spot in the Roman Empire in that day and age, and you just had that feeling watching that movie. It was incredible, and and that story, even though that's not a very historically accurate story, it's a fantastic story.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The general who became a slave, the slave who became a gladiator, the gladiator who defied an emperor,
the Gladiator.
Yeah,
it's a phenomenal.
And of course, Russell Crowe is such a badass in that.
Agreed.
But yeah, I'm getting texts and phone calls from my wonderful queen now. So
has it been an hour? Has it been an hour already?
It's been an hour and 10, boo.
Dude, we just talked about nothing for an hour and 10.
Yep, we can do that because we're full of shit.
Amen to that, sister.
Yes,
all right.
You want to wrap it up? Yeah, let's wrap it up. Well, anyway, if anybody out there is actually watching this nonsense, and we actually have screens now, and we actually look semi-presentable. So that was a good thing.
If you made it to the end of this podcast, type "Are you not entertained" in the comments. All right.
Yeah, I want it all the way to the end. I want it in the premiere. Are you not entertained in the comments?
I want it in the premiere. If you make it to the end, I want "Are you not entertained" in the premiere.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I'm King Boomer. That's Cousin Boomer, and we will try to make this happen more often because we had about a month hiatus because of all sorts of factors.
It's been like 8 weeks, dog. It's been so long. It's been 2 months. Yeah, it's been like 2 months.
It has.
But
we just don't have the same schedules anymore, so
you gotta real quick before we end, dude. I ordered a new microphone because my brother gave me like $100 card for my one of those Visa prepaid cards for my birthday. So I bought one of those microphones that like on a swivel that moves around and stuff. It's like on an arm and it's got like a little boom thing around it to block out ambient noise. Dude, I'm gonna come in here in the podcast. I'm gonna fucking reach up here and just like pull the mic in real quick, and it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have visuals, dog. All right, it's gonna be great. I want to get like a lava lamp in the background.
My mic has something that you could, if you had that option where like you hung it up somewhere, you can screw it in, and like if you had one of those things that moves.
Yeah, mine comes with
it. Into it.
Yeah, I spent like $100 on it. Mine comes with it. I'm really excited, but yeah, I don't want to drag this. I don't want to drag the Poodcoost on any longer. So we'll just talk about it next time.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was the return episode of Case of the Mondays. If you liked it, throw us a like or a subscription. Or if we horrified you guys can leave intros. You can do that too. It's a free world out there, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us on this absurd journey. And we will see you guys hopefully soon for another episode. So, peace out, everybody.
Peace.